So let's get back into the game. In my current stage at level 26, I am engaged mostly in using Ford and Midway. The point of the game is each day to have an epic battle with your ship at least once per day. Then you get the reward for upgrading your ships, uh, which is basically like this green stuff, these green tokens. These purple ones help you like boost your odds, chances of getting an upgrade. It's not guaranteed after level 5. Like there's a chance that it will fail or maybe even have a critical fail and go a few levels back, but yeah, you can figure that stuff out by yourself. So yeah, my favorite options to play, and like statistically I think the highest chance of winning is using an aircraft carrier, although it's a bit more physical and demanding to fly the planes, of course, when compared to just maneuvering the ship slowly and launching missiles and maybe a turret. So yeah, it's a bit more difficult, but the rewards are much better. You can dish out more damage, and in the end your main goal is to have as much money from the battles as possible, these bucks. And the way you do that is by having the most damage and the best statistics when you fight during battles. And also, of course, if you have the best plane in the game, the aircraft carrier is your safest and most viable option. Also, the expensive your ship is, the higher your reward will be at the end of the game. So it doesn't matter how good I am while playing with this level ship. If it's a perfect legendary game, it doesn't matter. I will still get maybe max 50k, 60k bucks while I play with my maxed out Gerald Air Ford battle aircraft cruiser. You actually get a minimum, I would say, of 50 to 60k per battle, and sometimes the maximum can reach as much as 120, maybe 130 thousand bucks. So yeah, more than double than I would with my worst ship. And also I think this is kind of unfair, but since Midway is actually, like in terms of the game, it's a lower aircraft carrier when compared, you have these marks, this grade 6.06 and this 7.25. Just because this has a better grade and it costs more as a ship, you actually get much more money when playing with Ford instead of with Midway. So it's the most profitable option in the game. If I were to maximize my profits, it would be actually to play this ship every single game. Like only Gerald R. Ford, none of these ships. Maybe once per day just to get these rewards, and that's about it. Like I would need to play 99% of the time with just this ship to maximize my profits. So yeah. But this one is the most fun, like currently, just because I have these two types of planes. So yeah, I'm trying some stuff out. So yeah, let's get into the game.
Ready to start the engines. All engines.
I would
full stern.
advise when starting the game to immediately back away. Check the enemy stats. So this small triangle is the smallest kind of ship. This is the level 2 and this is the level 3. Most important thing is that you don't have aircraft carriers like me or submarines, which have, instead of pointy end, they have a round end on the minimap. Those two are the most terrifying options to have in the enemy squadron for you, of course. Second thing would be to launch the helicopters. Maybe go them a bit forward and launch one pair of torpedoes just to check if the enemy are rushing at you, at your squadron, and then I will start the first flyby with your stronger planes. In my case, of course, F-22s. Reason why we use stronger planes is because they will respawn while we use the second set after the first set of F-22s is destroyed. We will send the Chinese Mighty Dragon as a replacement. You start with the rockets, you destroy enemy helicopters, dish out the flares when above the ships, and you fly away. As you can see, we just launched 2 salvos of missiles. It was very quick. You'll get the hang of it. It's a bit slower to start. These right missiles have longer range than most missiles in the game. We launch the flares just because we don't want to get destroyed, but we still have more missiles to launch. As you can see, we are still a 3-pack squadron. No more missiles, now we only use guns, and there it goes, the first ship is destroyed. Sorry for a bit of lag. Also, you want to tag as many ships and combat targets as possible with your guns and missiles. Because if you don't tag them, you will get less money at the end of the battle, which sucks. If you try really hard and you miss just that one ship, you will get maybe $20,000 less than you would have if you just shot at it once. So yeah, because you have those statistics like kills, assists, and such, which really count down how much your earnings will be from the battle. But also, the more damage you dish out in top right corner, the bigger your reward. And now when it's the last ship, you reload your guns, get a bit away, distance from the final ship, and we commence the final assault. There's no much use in shooting before 3 kilometers, and then you can use kamikaze maneuver when the planes crash into the ship, like Japanese pilots in World War II. But in this game they say that the pilot actually ejects before crashing into the enemy ship, so it's a bit more humane, let's say. But yeah, as you can see, the stats, the impressive is actually the worst stat in my opinion, because that means that you were just a bit out of the epic range. You missed out a bit of the damage or kills or something. If I had like 9% more, it would be epic, more above the 80% mark, and I would get much more money. I would get more than 100,000. Now I just got 70,000. So yeah, let's try another carrier. This time we will try the other one, the Gerald R. USS. Also, when you have like multiple ships, it would be advisable to upgrade only one piece of equipment. So yeah, you need to shuttle the rest of your equipment to the other ship that you are going to play, which is a bit boring, but yeah, that's so you don't waste investing into each ship individual defense mechanisms, which are basically the same on every ship. So yeah. Yeah, that's about it. This is my preferred layout for this aircraft carrier, the level 20 Gerald R. Ford. Sometimes the game starts within like 10 seconds, the other times it starts after 30 seconds. So yeah, it takes a bit of time to find the players, but it's worth it. Much better than playing just against the bots like you do have in some other games. Like no players at all. Even though it says multiplayer, it's actually 1 versus 5 or 1 versus 9.
All systems reporting green.
So yeah, we go back.
Port side turn.
As you can see, my satellite ship on the right is doing reconnaissance and protecting our main aircraft carrier. We are gonna launch a helicopter just for the defensive purposes. And then we're gonna launch our F-22 squadron for an initial assault. I like to start by flying to the left or the right to the flanks so that I can outmaneuver their air defenses from the start, and also it makes them nervous. It breaks up their formations really quickly, like this one. See, this one is alone on the sides. We're gonna launch both missiles. We're gonna wait for the flares. 1, 2, 3, now the flares. Second pair of missiles. We shoot the guns. And we shoot at the
Enemy contact is on fire, Commander.
So we are just trying to take as many ships as possible to get as much money.
Launch the flares.
We are shut down.
Reporting
Like the
fire on
first
enemy
initial
vessel.
wave is the worst because the enemy has the most defensive capabilities at the start of the battle. But the second, third wave are much more easier. So yeah, we are just poking them a bit.
Enemy helicopter detected.
We're gonna use kamikaze so that we can
Utilizing the catapult for a kamikaze
focus the
maneuver.
attention towards our bomber.
Ahead 15 knots. Captain,
This
the
is
enemy
the
has detected our ship.
B-21 stealth bomber. It has a delta wing shape. It has conventional explosives, which is this one. Conventional bombs.
Enemy ship is losing speed.
I missed.
They're flooding.
And it has a nuclear options, like this one.
Incoming missile.
But it has really low HP and it's
Enemy
really slow
helicopter closing in.
and susceptible to enemy missiles. These are gonna crash us, maybe. No. Okay, we survived just barely. So yeah, we can maybe bomb this one. And it also has missiles.
Enemy ship is
For the
losing
missiles,
speed.
don't
They're
tap
flooding.
the middle button.
Incoming
Tap
missile.
them individually.
Traps engaged.
It's much faster. You just need to lock in
Target locked.
target. Yeah, bombing is much harder, of course, than just clicking on the missiles. Missed.
Incoming missile. Traps engaged.
That was our second or third wave with the bomber. And we are almost completely
Target
out of
destroyed.
missiles, and we're also out of
Incoming
bombs
missile. Draft engaged.
and out of flares. So we're gonna raise it to max height. We're getting
Fighter
back to the ship.
squadron reporting for duty.
The bomber will be used as an UAV while returning to the ship. And now we're gonna hunt the rest of them with our F-22 squadron, Raptor squadron. This is the longest
Captain, we've
range
been detected by
aircraft
enemy
missile
radar.
in the game. You see, second one isn't even locked
Target
yet.
locked.
And the first one already made contact. It's only on the F-22s. So yeah, that's why
No
it's the
sign of
best.
enemy activity. Enemy warships destroyed. Good
And
job.
that was Gerald R4. If I had 3% more, I would have a legendary status and it would bring me an additional 10 or 20k bucks. But yeah, epic is also not very bad. These are actual statistics for the damage. As you can see, aircraft carriers and airplanes are just overall more dominant than the rest of them. They can't even get near you. So yeah. That's about it for the part 3, which is probably the final part. So yeah, thank you for watching.